nothing has purified my identity more than my seasons of transition. Because transition is normally about when we're getting ready to move into a new task, a new part of our calling or our purpose. And so we're in this in-between time without what we do to give us worth. And we're waiting for something else to give that worth, because we fall into that trap of getting value out of what we do. We have it all backwards. So it's not until the be in the who in our lives overtakes that part of what we do that's when we come into the healthy place of identity. And because our identity has more to give than our hands do. We are often so focused on what we're going to bring to the table. In fact, it's the first thing we ask people besides their name when we meet them. It's a question that drives me crazy now, and I try to avoid making the same mistake over and over again. When you meet someone, you say, well, what's your name? And the next thing we say is, well, what do you do? They are not what they do. And even more, we need to find out who that person is and learn how can we value them for that. Before we can value someone else for their true identity and who they are, we have to learn to value ourselves for that. And when we are in transition, those things come to life. All those parts are unearthed. We've all been there. We've all felt it. It's like Band-Aids ripping off. It's like scabs coming open and realizing I haven't let that area be filled up yet. Jesus is a perfect example of his baptism and his relation with the Father. Because here, God stops time practically to open the heavens, to reach down and say, this is my son, whom I love, and I'm well pleased. He didn't reference anything Jesus had done. His pleasure, we know, wasn't because of what Jesus had done, because Jesus hadn't even started his ministry yet, but he blessed him with his unconditional love and his pleasure over his life before he started any of his works or miracles. When we're in our wilderness times, when we're in that in-between, I believe that's when God is wanting to come down upon us. And he's going, have you gotten past that point yet? Have you gotten past what you do? Are you ready to receive directly from me? What is the Father speaking over you? How does he see you? Who does he call you to be? When you walk into a room, what do you carry? It's not what you go to do, it's who you are. That's what blesses people most. And when you can accept yourself for who you are, then you know that transition season has been successful because you've come into a new layer of identity, and it's that identity that will have the most fruit in the next season, because we don't reproduce what we do as much as we reproduce who we are.